Good morning, students. Welcome to Telangana Residential Educational Institution Society. My name is Sarala. I am working as JL in Botany, TSRJC, HASANPARTHY. Okay, students. In previous class, we had discussed about biological classification and plant kingdom. In plant kingdom, we had discussed about algae, bryophytes, pteridophytes, and different classifications are different classes which are present in the bryophyta as well as pteridophyta. Okay, today we have to discuss about gymnosperms. Gymnosperms. So when we observe the plant kingdom, so entire plants are divided into two major divisions. They are cryptogams as well as phanerogams. Cryptogams are non-flowering plants, and the cryptogams are divided into Talophyta, Bryophyta, and Pteridophyta. And cryptogams means non-flowering plants. Phanerogams means flowering plants. And that cryptogams, non-flowering plants, are divided into Talophyta, Bryophyta, and Pteridophyta. Then phanerogams. Phanerogams means flowering plants. They have to produce the flowers. Okay, and that phanerogams are divided into gymnosperms as well as angiosperms. Gymnosperms. Okay, today our session is going about gymnosperms. Gymnosperms means gymno means naked. Sperms means ovules. Naked ovules are present. Okay, seeds are not, ovules are not enclosed by an ovary wall. Gymnosperms, they are one of the type of flowering plants, but the ovules are not enclosed by an ovary wall. Okay, the name indicates itself only. Gymno means naked. Sperms means ovules. Naked ovules are present. Ovules are not enclosed by an ovary wall. Okay, and that ovules are remain exposed both before and after fertilization. And the seeds also naked seeds. Seeds that develop post fertilization are not covered, means they are naked seeds. If ovary wall is absent, seed coat is also absent, because after fertilization means haploid male gamete fuses with haploid female gamete. It results in the formation of diploid zygote. So when we observe this is the haploid male gamete. This is the haploid female gamete. So at the time of fertilization, both are fused together. It results in the formation of diploid zygote. This zygote is diploid in condition, means two sets of chromosomes are present in the nucleus. Okay, and this zygote is developed into embryo. So after fertilization, so many changes are takes place. Those changes are called as post-fertilization changes. Okay, after fertilization, ovules are transformed into seeds. After fertilization, ovules are transformed into seeds. Ovary wall is transformed into seed coat. But in the case of these gymnosperms, ovary wall is absent. Okay, so that's why seeds are not covered with seed coat. So those plants are called as gymnosperms. And these gymnosperms are one of the type of flowering plants, and flowers are present in the form of cones, male cone as well as female cone. So in gymnosperms, these gymnospermic plants are somewhat advanced plants when compared to bryophytes as well as pteridophytes. These gymnosperms are advanced plants, and they are flowering plants. Those flowers are present in the form of cones, male cone as well as female cone. Okay, and these gymnosperms are embryophytic. Embryophytic means they have to produce the embryo, because After fertilization, zygote is developed into embryo. Embryonic stage is clear. So that's why they are called as embryophytic plants. And tracheophytic. Tracheophytic means vascular tissue xylem as well as phloem. Vascular tissue, xylem and phloem both are present in these gymnosperms. They are, so that's why they are called as tracheophytic. And archegoniate. Archegoniate means a female reproductive portion archegonium is present. And they are phanerogams. Phanerogams means flowering plants. They have to produce the flowers. They are flowering plants. They have to produce the flowers. Gymnosperms are embryophytic, tracheophytic, archegoniate, and phanerogams. And these gymnosperms, they include medium-sized trees or tall trees as well as shrubs. So when we observe the plant structure in this gymnosperm, some plants are medium-sized trees, some plants are tall trees, and some are shrubs. Okay, and the morphological features of the plant is differ from one genera to another genera. And the largest plant in the entire world is that is Sequoia sempervirens. It is the giant redwood tree, which is one of the tallest tree, and it belongs to this gymnosperms. Okay, dear children, you remember this point. It is important for your NEET point of view as well as the NCET point of view. Okay, the giant redwood tree, that is Sequoia sempervirens. Sequoia is the genus, sempervirens is the species. It is the one of the tallest tree among the entire plant kingdom. Sequoia sempervirens. Next, coming to the ginkgo. Ginkgo is considered as one of the fossil plant. This ginkgo biloba, ginkgo biloba is its scientific name. It is considered as one of the fossil. It is called as a living fossil. Present, it is extinct in condition, but it is available in the form of living fossil. Living fossil means the remnants of the plant body, nothing but stem as well as leaves and some other male and female cones are preserved in the form of impressions as well as compressions. Okay, so that's why this ginkgo is considered as one of the fossil plant, or it is also called as living fossil. So it is also important for your NEET point of view. Ginkgo is considered as one of the fossil plant. It belongs to this gymnosperms. So next, coming to the classification of gymnosperms. This classification was proposed by Sporn in the year 1965. The classification system for it was proposed by Sporn in the year 1965. Okay, and these gymnosperms are majorly divided into three classes. They are Cycadopsida, Coniferopsida, and Netopsida. The entire gymnosperms are divided into three classes. Okay, first class is Cycadopsida, second class is Coniferopsida, third class is Netopsida. Okay, then coming to the first class, Cycadopsida. Class Cycadopsida is divided into three orders. So once you remember the hierarchical order of the plant kingdom, children. So first hierarchical order is kingdom. Kingdom is followed by division. Division is followed by class. Class is followed by order. Order is followed by family. Family is followed by genus. Genus is followed by species. So species is the lowest taxonomic rank in the hierarchical order, and kingdom is the highest taxon in the hierarchical order. Okay, so gymnosperms, it is the division. These gymnosperms are divided into classes. Okay, further classes are divided into orders. Order is always ends with ales. Ales. Order is always ends with ales. Family, ACA. Okay. First class Psychedopsida. It is divided into four orders. They are pteridospermales. The class Psychedopsida is divided into four orders. They are pteridospermales, benititales, pentozylales, and cycadales. So it is class Psychedopsida is divided into four orders. They are pteridospermales. Pteridospermales. P is silent. Okay. Next order, benititales. Benititales. Next, pentozylales. Pentozylales. And the last order is cycadales. So out of these four orders, the first three orders, pteridospermales, benititales, and pentozylales, they all are extinct. The plants which are present in these three orders, pteridospermales, benititales, and pentozylales, all the plants are extinct. They are not present in the living condition on Earth's surface. Okay. In the last class, that is cycadales. This order, last order, cycadales. This order cycadales, it consists living plants. Okay. This order only, it consists living plants. These three orders are extinct orders. Means all the plants which are present in this three order are extinct. Extinct means they become die. The single plant which is not available in the form of living condition, all are become die. Only this order cycadales consist living plants. Okay. This cycadales, it consists cycas and zamia. This order cycadales consist of some plants. One of that examples are zamia and cycas. Okay, these plants are living in condition. So when we observe this cycas, it is most popularly grown as a ornamental plant in gardens as well as lawns in home. Okay. Next, second class, that is Coniferopsida. Class Coniferopsida, which is divided into four orders. They are Cardatales. The first order is Cardatales. Second order, Coniferales. Third order, Taxales. And fourth order, Ginkgoales. Okay. Once again, I repeat these orders. Class Coniferopsida consists four orders. They are Cardatales, Coniferales, Taxales, and Ginkgoales. Okay. So the first order, Cardatales. In this order, Cardatales, all the plants are extinct. Okay. There is no single plant which is not present in the living condition. All the plants are extinct in this order, Cardatales. And next, coming to this Ginkgoales. In this Ginkgoales also, all the plants are extinct. So example is ginkgo plant. Ginkgo, it is a living fossil. Ginkgo biloba or ginkgo biloba is the best example for ginkgoales, and that ginkgo plant is best example for living fossil. Okay, and these two orders, Cardatales and Ginkgoales. In these two orders, all the plants are extinct. Extinct means they are not present on the earth surface. They all are die in the ancient days. There is no single plant which is present on the living condition. Okay. Next, in this order, coniferales as well as taxels. In these two orders, living plants are present. Okay. This coniferales as well as taxels. These two orders consist living plants. So first coming to this coniferales. In this coniferales, the best example for coniferales is Pinus. Pinus tree is best example for coniferales. Pinus. Okay. And next coming to the taxels. In this taxels order also living plants are present. Example is Taxus. Taxus is the best example plant for this order taxales. Okay. So class Coniferopsida is divided into 4 orders. They are Cardatales, Coniferales, Taxales, and Ginkgoales. Out of 4 orders, in 2 orders, Cardatales as well as Ginkgoales, all the plants are extinct. Okay. And Coniferales as well as taxales. These 2 orders consist living plants. Examples are Pinus as well as Taxus. So it is about second order. Next coming to the third class, that is Natopsida. Okay, third class is Natopsida. This class Natopsida consists only one single order, that is Natales. The class Natopsida, it consists only one single order, that is Natales. So the Natales are the single Natales. It is the single order which is present in this class Natopsida. So this class Natopsida, it consists of a plant that is Natum. Natum is the best example for Natales. Okay, the order name as well as the plant name is somewhat similar. Okay, Natales. The order Natales consists the plant Natum. G is silent. Okay, Natum. Natum ula, Natum nimon. Natum is the genus. Ula is the species. Nimon is the species. Okay, genus is the single one, that is Natum. It consists of several species. Okay. It is the classification of gymnosperms. This classification of gymnosperms was proposed by Sporn in the year 1965. Okay, and this Sporn divides the entire gymnosperms into 3 classes. They are Cycadopsida, Coniferopsida, as well as Natopsida. The first class, Cycadopsida, is divided into 4 orders. They are Pteridospermales, Benititales, Pentoxylales, and Cycadales. Out of 4 orders, first 3 orders, all the plants are extinct. Only the order Cycadales consist the living plants. Okay. Next, second class is class Coniferopsida. Class Coniferopsida is divided into 4 orders. It consists 4 orders. They are Cardatales, Coniferales, Taxales, and Ginkgoales. Okay. So out of 4 orders, Cardatales as well as Ginkgoales, in these 2 orders, all the plants are extinct. The living plants are present in this order, Coniferales as well as Taxales. Okay. Next, third class, class Natopsida. This class Natopsida consists only one order, that is Natales. Okay. The order Natales consists the plant Natum. It is about classification of gymnosperms proposed by K.R. Sporn in the year 1965. Next, coming to the general characters of Pinus. So Pinus is the best example for gymnospermic plant. Okay, it belongs to the class Coniferopsida. So when we observe the classification system, so Pinus plant, it belongs to the class Coniferopsida, order Coniferales. Okay. So Pinus is present in this class Coniferopsida and order Coniferales. General characters of Pinus. So it is the plant image. It is the cone of the Pinus. Okay. So when we observe the plant body of the Pinus, the plant body has a long shoot and a dwarf shoot, and plant body is diploid sporophyte. Dear children, you remember this point. In gymnosperms, plant body is diploid sporophyte. It is similar to pteridophyta members also. In pteridophytes, in gymnosperms and angiosperms, you remember children, in pteridophyta members, gymnosperms as well as angiosperms, plant body is diploid sporophyte. So when we observe a mango tree or when we observe a tamarind tree, that tree, it is a sporophytic plant. Plant body is present in the form of sporophyte. Sporophyte, the name indicates itself only. It have to produce microspores as well as megaspores. Microspores nothing but pollen grains. Megaspore germinates to give female gametophyte. Okay. So in this gymnosperms also, plant body is present in the form of diploid sporophyte. That diploid sporophyte is differentiated into root, shoot, as well as leaves. Okay. Plant body is differentiated into root, stem, as well as leaves. Okay. And this plant body, it has a long shoot and a dwarf shoot. Okay. And long shoot has a terminal bud for unlimited growth. You listen these points carefully. So plant body, it consists of a long shoot as well as a dwarf shoot. So this long shoot has a terminal bud, and this terminal bud consists apical meristematic tissue. So by the activity of the apical meristematic tissue, the growth of the long shoots takes place continuously. So that's why those branches are called as branches of unlimited growth. These long shoots are also called as branches of unlimited growth because they shows unlimited growth by the presence of terminal bud along with apical meristematic tissue. Okay. Once again, I repeat this point. So long shoots, they have to show unlimited growth. Okay. That unlimited growth takes place by the presence of terminal bud. Okay. So that's why long shoots are called as branches of unlimited growth because they shows unlimited growth. Next, coming to this dwarf shoots. Dwarf shoots has no buds at the tip. So it shows limited growth. Okay. Dwarf shoots, it does not have any terminal bud at its tip. So that's why it shows limited growth. Okay. So these dwarf shoots are called as branches of limited growth because they shows limited growth. So that's why they are called as branches of limited growth. And the branches are in acropetalous fashion. That is, lower branches are longer and upper branches are shorter. So which gives a cone-like appearance to the plant body. So when we observe the Pinus tree, it is conical in its shape or pyramidal in its shape because the branches are arranged in acropetalous fashion. That is, acropetalous fashion means lower branches are longer in its length and upper branches are shorter, which gives a cone-like appearance to the Pinus tree. Okay. Let us discuss about root system in gymnosperms. Adventitious roots are present in some gymnosperms. Okay. So in gymnosperms, adventitious root system is present. Okay. And in some plants, coralloidal roots are present. Coralloidal roots are present in cycas plant. It belongs to the class Cycadopsida as well as order Cycadales. Okay. So cycas, it is one of the type of gymnospermic plant. It consists coralloidal roots. Coralloidal roots means cyanobacteria which is having symbiotic association with roots of cycas plant, and it also plays an important role in nitrogen fixation. Okay, so these coralloidal roots are present in cycas plant. Coralloidal roots means a symbiotic association with is present with cyanobacteria like nostoc and anabina. This nostoc and anabina both are cyanobacteria. They are also called as blue-green algae. Okay, these cyanobacterial members are popularly called as BGA. BGA means blue-green algae. Okay, so this cyanobacteria it having symbiotic association with cycas roots, and it also plays an important role in nitrogen fixation. These cycas plants they consist coralloidal roots. Okay, and mycorrhiza, mycorrhiza, and this mycorrhizal roots. When we observe the mycorrhizal roots, myco means fungi, rhiza means roots. Fungi having symbiotic association with roots of Pinus. Their association is called as mycorrhiza. Myco means fungus, rhiza means roots. So some fungal members they having symbiotic association with roots of Pinus. Their association is called as mycorrhizal roots. So when we observe this roots, there is no mycorrhiza. So in this one, mycorrhizal roots are present. Means fungi having symbiotic association with roots of Pinus. Some Ascomycotina and Basidiomycotina members they having symbiotic association with roots of Pinus plants. They have to form mycorrhizal roots. And finally, root system is advanced root system or adventitious root system. And this Pinus tree, they are grows in this Pinus plants. They are grows in cooler areas, means cool regions. Some most of the members are present in some alpine regions or polar regions. Means when the atmosphere is cool or climate is cool, at that regions these Pinus plants they can grow profusely. Okay, so when we observe the Nilagiri Hills in Ooty, as well as Kodaikanal forest and some other areas, some hill stations, this Pinus plants, they present or they can grow very well. So this is the image of Pinus plant. It is conical in shape and it is grows in the cool climatic areas. Okay. And when we observe the plant body, the main shoot is covered with brown color scaly leaves. Okay. At the tip of the dwarf shoots, photosynthetic foliage leaves are present. Okay. So when we observe the main shoot, means stem, stem is covered with brown color scaly leaves. Okay. At the tip of the dwarf shoot, photosynthetic foliage leaves are present. And these foliage leaves are long needle-like structure. So once we observe this diagram, so these green color structures are foliage leaves. These foliage leaves are needle-like in its appearance. So that's why Pinus leaves also called as needle leaves. Okay, so these leaves are present in needle-like structures. So that's why Pinus leaves are popularly called as Pinus needle. okay, which is photosynthetic in nature. And these needle leaves have sunken stomata. Sunken stomata means before this sunken stomata, coming to the normal stomata. The main function of stomata is gaseous exchange as well as transpiration. Transpiration means plants absorbs more amount of water, but they utilize a required amount of water, and the excess of water is released outside through small openings which are present on the upper epidermis region as well as lower epidermis region. That small openings are called as stomata. So when we observe the upper epidermis as well as lower epidermis, so it is the upper epidermis region. At upper epidermis region as well as the lower epidermis region, small pores or openings are present. So these small pores are openings, nothing but stomata. This stomata is useful in gaseous exchange as well as they are also useful in the transpiration. Transpiration means excess of water is released outside in the form of vapor. That phenomenon is called as transpiration. So this stomata plays an important role in transpiration. Okay. So in the case of this Pinus plant, stomata is sunken stomata. Sunken stomata means the stomata which is deeply embedded in the epidermis of the leaf. So that type of stomata is called as sunken stomata. Once again, I repeat the sunken stomata. Sunken stomata means stomata which is deeply embedded in the epidermis. That type of stomata is called as sunken stomata. Okay. And Pinus trees or Pinus plant, it is monoecious. Monoecious means both male and female cones are present on the same plant. Okay. Pinus plant, it is a monoecious plant. Monoecious plant means male cones as well as female cones are present on the same plant. Okay. That condition is called as monoecious condition. And few species of Pinus is dioecious. Dioecious means male and female cones are present on the different plants. Okay, that condition is called as dioecious condition. Okay, it is the image of Pinus tree. So, which is conical or pyramidal in its appearance because the branches shows acropetalous arrangements, means lower branches are longer in length, upper branches are shorter in length. Due to this arrangement, plants appear conical or cone shape in its structure. Okay, and the sporophylls are third type of leaves. So sporophylls are aggregate to form male and female cones. The sporophyll leaves are third type of leaves. Okay, and the sporophylls are two types: microsporophyll as well as megasporophyll. So dear students, you listen this point carefully. The sporophylls or the sporophyll leaves are two types. They are microsporophyll and megasporophyll. Microsporophyll means they have to produce the microspores. These microsporophylls are aggregate together and they are compactly arranged to form male cone. Microsporophylls are compactly arranged to form a male cone. Okay, and inside the male cone, microsporophylls are present, and each microsporophyll consists a microsporangium. Inside the microsporangium, microspore mother cells are present. That microspore mother cells are divided meiotically, and they have to form microspores or pollen grains. Okay. Next, second type of sporophyll is megasporophyll, and these megasporophylls are aggregate together and they compactly arrange it to form a female cone. These megasporophylls, they are compactly arranged to form a female cone. Okay, and female cone consists megasporophyll. Inside the megasporophyll, megasporangium is present, and megasporangium consists megaspore mother cells. Megaspore mother cells divides meiotically, and they have to form haploid megaspores. Okay, and these microspores as well as microsporophyll aggregate to form male cone. Megasporophyll aggregate to form female cone. Okay, they have to form the strobilus or cone. Okay, megasporophyll is the female strobilus and the microsporophyll is the male strobilus. Megasporophylls are aggregate together, they have to form female cone or female strobilus. Microsporophylls are aggregate to form male cone or male strobilus. Male cone or male strobilus. Male and female strobilus of Pinus. So these are the images of female and male strobilus. So this one is the female cone and this is the male cone. So these gymnosperms are flowering plants. They belongs to phanerogams. Phanerogams means flowering plants. That flowers are developed in the form of female cone and male cone. Female cones are somewhat larger in size. Male cones are smaller in size. Okay, microsporophylls are aggregate together, or microsporophylls are compactly arranged to form male cone, and megasporophylls are compactly arranged to form female cones. So when we observe the life cycle in the gymnosperms, so especially in Pinus plant body, this is the plant body of Pinus plant, and that plant body is present in the form of diploid sporophyte. Diploid condition is indicates with the help of 2n. 2n 2n means two sets of chromosomes are present inside the nucleus. That condition is called as diploid condition. So plant body is diploid sporophyte, which is differentiated into root, stem and leaves. Okay, and so this plant sporophyte, it produces the male and female cones, that is microsporangium, microsporophylls, as well as this is the plant sporophyte. It have to produce microsporangium and megasporangium. So microsporophylls aggregate to form male cone. That male cone consists microsporangium. Then megasporophylls aggregate to form female cone. That female cone consists megasporangium, and inside the megasporangium, megaspore mother cells are there. That megaspore mother cells divides meiotically and they have to form megaspores. Okay, next, microsporangium also divides meiotically. This microsporangium consists microspore mother cells. Microspore mother cells are diploid in condition, and that microspore mother cells divides meiotically and they have to form haploid microspores. This microspore as well as megaspores are the first cells to gametophytic generation. Okay, microspores germinate to form microgametophyte, that is nothing but male gametophyte, and megaspores are germinate to form megagametophyte, that is nothing but female gametophyte. Microspores germinate to gives male gametophyte, Megaspores germinates to forms female gametophyte. Okay, and this male gametophyte, it can forms male gametes. Okay, female gametophyte, it consists ovule. Inside the ovule, egg cell is present. Okay, at the time of fertilization, haploid male gamete fuses with haploid female gamete. Haploid male gamete fuses with haploid egg cell. This phenomenon is called as fertilization. Fertilization results in the formation of diploid zygote. Okay, and diploid zygote is developed into diploid embryo. Embryo which is present inside the seed, because after fertilization, ovules are transformed into seeds. Okay, after fertilization, ovule is transformed or changed into seed, and seed which is present inside the embryo, because zygote is developed into embryo. Inside the embryo, seed is present. If embryo is not present inside the seed, that seeds are non-viable seeds. Okay, and this seed along with embryo is germinates to gives a diploid sporophyte plant body. So in this manner, both sporophytic phase is alternates with gametophytic phase. Gametophytic phase is alternates with sporophytic phase. And gymnosperms also shows heteromorphic alternation of generations. And life cycle is diplohaplontic life cycle. Diplohaplontic life cycle means plant body is diploid sporophyte. It have to produce microspores as well as megaspores. Microspore germinates to forms male gametophyte. Megaspore germinates to forms female gametophyte. And male gametophyte produces the male gamete. Female gamete produces the egg cell. At the time of fertilization, male gamete fuses with egg cell. It results in the formation of diploid zygote. Diploid zygote is developed into embryo along with seed. This embryo along with seed is germinates to again forms sporophytic plant. So in this manner, sporophytic phase alternates with gametophytic phase. Gametophytic phase is alternates with sporophytic phase. And they have to show heteromorphic alternation of generations. And life cycle is diplohaplontic life cycle, which is present in the gymnosperms. Next, coming to the male cone or male strobilus. Male strobilus produces the microspores. It is the diagram of male cone or male strobilus. This male cone or male strobilus, it have to produce microspores. Okay, male strobilus, it has a central axis over which microsporophylls are acropetally arranged. So it is the, once you observe the diagram, this is the central. This is the central axis of the male strobilus, and this on this central axis, number of microsporophylls are acropetally arranged. These are the microsporophylls. They are arranged in acropetalous manner. Acropetalous manner means larger microsporophylls are present at the base, and smaller microsporophylls are present at the tip of the male cone. Okay, and these microsporophylls are compactly arranged to form a male cone. This is the male cone or male strobilus. Each microsporophyll, these all are the microsporophyll. This one microsporophyll, this is this one, this one. These all are microsporophylls. They are attached to the central axis of the male strobilus. Okay, And each microsporophyll has a pair of microsporangia. Means each microsporophyll, it consists, so this is the microsporophyll. This microsporophyll consists a pair of microsporangia. This is the one microsporangium. This is the another microsporangium. A pair of microsporangiums are present on the microsporophyll. Inside the microsporangia, microspore mother cells are present. So inside the each microsporangium, microspore mother cells are present. And this microspore mother cells undergo meiotic division and they have to form haploid microspores, nothing but pollen grains. Okay. Each microsporophyll, you observe this order. Okay. So first microsporophyll. Microsporophyll consists microsporangium. Inside the microsporangia, microspore mother cells are there. They are popularly called as MMCs. MMCs means microspore mother cells. This microspore mother cells divides meiotically. Meiosis, it is one of the type of cell division, and meiosis is always takes place in the diploid reproductive cells. Okay, meiosis, it is the one of the type of cell division which is always takes place in the diploid reproductive cells. Those are nothing but MMCs. Microspore mother cells divides meiotically and they have to form haploid microspores or pollen grains. So it is the order which is present in the Pinus, male strobilus or male cone. Okay. So male strobilus consists microsporophylls and each microsporophyll consists a pair of microsporangium, and inside the microsporangium microspore mother cells are there. Okay, and each microspore mother cell divides meiotically and one microspore mother cell produce 4 haploid microspores or pollen grains. In meiosis, one cell divides to forms 4 daughter cells. So that's why one microspore mother cell divides meiotically. It have to produce 4 haploid pollen grains or microspores. Okay, and pollen grain or microspore is the first cell of male gametophytic generation. Okay, and that microspore, haploid microspore or haploid pollen grain germinates to form a haploid male gametophyte. When we observe the pollen grains in Pinus, so pollen grain, each pollen grain has a wing-like structure. So when we observe the pollen grain, so this is the pollen grain and it consists a wing-like structures. With the help of this wings, pollen grain, it is easily dispersed from one place to another place through air. So that pollination is called as anemophilous. Anemophilous means with the help of these wings, pollen grain is easily dispersed from one place to another place with the help of air or wind. Pollination is takes place with the help of air or wind. Such type of pollination is called as anemophily or anemophilous pollination. Okay, and each pollen grain has a wing-like structure, and pollen grains germinates in the microsporangium itself, and after germination it have to form male gametophyte. Each pollen grain germinates to gives male gametophyte. large number of pollen grains are released, which are yellow in color. So when we observe the Pinus pollen grains, large number of pollen grains are released into the air in between the March to June month. So when we observe the fine forest in between the March to June month, the total fine forest is appears dark yellow in color because this Pinus pollen grains are yellow in color. So at a time, large number of pollen grains are released into the air. So that time we have to observe the pine forest. It is appear yellow in color. So that's why it is called as shower of sulfur. Okay. These pollen grains are yellow in color. At a time, large number of pollen grains are released into the air and they appear yellow in color. So that's why they are called as shower of sulfur. So it is about Pinus male cone or male strobili and Pinus pollen grains. Okay. Next, Pinus female strobilus. Okay, children, time is up. I would like to wind up the class. Tomorrow, in tomorrow's session, we will discuss about the Pinus female strobilus and some other fertilization and endosperm formation. Those things are we will discuss tomorrow. Okay, I would like to wind up the class. Thank you, all of you. Have a nice day.